Afternoon all. I've just thought I'd join you on here. I know you haven't seen any of our videos for quite a while, so we thought we'd try and make some time to get back to them. Once again, we'd just like to thank our Patreon members and also to all of you for subscribing to our channel and watching the videos and also commenting on them. So that is also a great support to us. It gives us encouragement to keep these videos going. So if you would like to join us, so that Jonathan's going to be speaking for himself today, so I'm just going to let him say what he wants or needs to say to you all, and I hope you'll all join us with an open mind and heart, and I'll see you on the other side.
Good afternoon, or good evening wherever you are in the world. It doesn't matter what time of day it is or night. We are here to join you and to come and speak to you about our love and our appreciation for you being here. And as you know, the world, the people of the world, they're going through a very difficult time at present. And I know that it may be hard for some. But I will also say to you, turn your mind to the more positive way of life, the beautiful spiritual journey that your soul is going on, really. And the journey is only ever going to be about you. Your loved ones are inclusive of that, of course, but you are going the full circle back to yourself, until one day you discover yourself and who you truly are. So when it comes to rediscovering yourself, what an exciting journey it shall be. The mysteriousness of the unknown, you say. And is it something to be afraid of? Shall I integrate with it, or shall I fear it? No, don't fear it. Integrate with it when you feel that you need to. We are not here to bombard your life, so to speak. We are here to let you know of your true existence. Although you are existing here in human form, that is only temporary, as I probably have explained to you before. when you leave that mortal being, your soul returns home. And it shall return home to the most glorious place. And if you could imagine that, it still wouldn't be enough. So your desire to be part of it is what drives you to it, what brings you back to your true self. And the more you involve yourself in that, in a good way, then the better you shall become, the more empathic and understanding you shall become, the more wise I should think one would become about where you are from. But what if I were to say to you that you are not the only ones in this universe? And what if I were to tell you that you are all facets? So when I say facets, you look at a diamond, you've got all of the glistening sides to it. You are made up of no amount of those, because it is not countable. So when I say this to you, that how would you know if there wasn't another part of the universe that a facet of you was existing in? That's the reality of it. You could be existing here, and a facet of you could be somewhere else. Now you're probably all going to say, oh, well, how can that be? Or, you are wrong, but believe me, my soul has traveled the universe, and I have made many discoveries in my time in the heavens. And you can be anywhere and everywhere with your consciousness. There are no limitations with that, because you don't have the physicality to hold you back. Whereas in your existence, you only have your thought, and you only have what others will tell you or go by, or what they have heard. Or perhaps they have had an out-of-body experience and somehow discovered it. But there are endless amounts of knowledge that you could take in from maybe others that have had near-death experiences, or they have had out-of-body experiences. Do listen to them, because they will give it to you as it is, the truth. But the truth is that there are facets of you that are existing here and in other places. If you were to go through into the other part of the universe, which is universes within universes, as a description of multiverses, then perhaps you would see a facet of you living another lifetime. How do you not know that there is another planet that looks just like this one? A mirrored universe, would one say? Maybe so. But the reality of it is it's true. So I have once said to you all, that part of you comes here and part of you remains in the spirit realm. How would that be, you possibly say? Well, how do you know it isn't? Because that's the truth of the matter. The facets can be everywhere. And of course, when you come home and you wish to stay home, all of those facets of you will rejoin and become the oneness. And one might say to you, well, surely that when you return home your soul feels whole and it isn't one anyway. Do the other facets of you join at the same time? Well, if you were going to stay in the spirit realm and not come back, then yes. Yes, because if you desire to go on your spiritual journey and facets of you desire to connect that way, then you will all join, and then you will stay at home in the heavens. And then perhaps you may want to be, like myself, a spirit guide, or you may want to come and help heal or help others. So that's the explanation of it, that I could go all day and explain it to you, but you would look at it from a sort of a scientific point of view, and that a discovery would only be made if you had an out-of-body experience or a near-death experience, because you could not possibly, at the moment, have the technology to go that far, to see into the next universe. It would be impossible at the moment. But maybe in the future, something may come along that could travel there. So there are several planets. Not countable. You may look up to the stars and you may know that your immediate planets exist. Yes, that is real. And nothing is living upon them because they are not habitable. They are not able to be lived upon. They would be absolutely dangerous for you to even go near. So when it comes to these other mirrored planets, you would say, well, are they all just the same as each other? Are all of them different? Is there another Saturn? Is there another Pluto? Have they got names for them? It's only the earthly people, really, that give them names, isn't it? It's just something that you've always done. Kepler and all of that. Planets not yet discovered, yet known about. How do you know that one of them hasn't got life upon them? But there is a reflection of you somewhere else. And a lot of people say to me, well, did I live a previous life on another planet? Was I an alien? No. But you could have lived a life in that mirrored universe, you see. You could have lived a life, a facet of you could have lived a life, and then you rejoin each other again. All of that comes back together in a oneness when you return home completely. So when you return home, you may want to plan another life. You may say, well, I have to go back because all of these other souls are going to incarnate along with me. They're going to swap roles, and they're going to understand the emotion of maybe what I had gone through in that life. It's not karmic debt. No, it isn't. What it is you are experiencing every emotion that you could possibly come to understand or overcome or know about. And when you overcome the negative emotions or the fear, because fear is only a thing that was there to protect you from mortal danger. It wasn't something that you were meant to be hanging on to. No, it wasn't. But fear is created through judgment. Fear is created through traumatic experience. Well, that would be something that you would want to run away from, wouldn't it? But yet you hold on to all of these experiences, and lifetime after lifetime you bring them back with you in some other form, or an opposition of form, to be experienced. Maybe you put somebody in another life through a bad time, and they have incarnated here with you, and you are experiencing an awful time in this life. So when you say, why me, you may have brought a certain amount of fear or a certain amount of wanting to experience what another experienced, that you may have put them through. But it's not always going to be that way either, because you may not have put them through anything in particular. You may have just chosen to experience the emotion of what you saw them go through, so that you could understand it and build empathy from it. Only the soul knows the entirety of the journey. The ego humanness has amnesia where that is concerned, and they can only remember small amounts. And some choose not to believe that, so we do not force them, you see, because their soul has planned it. But what I will say to you is there is more of you than you think that there is. There's not just you here. There's part of you at home in heaven, and there's part of you that could be living somewhere else. Not anything to do with time travel. So you can believe or you cannot believe. I am not going to judge you if you do or don't. But what you discover through your experiences in outer body, near death, or even passing over to the other side completely, then that is absolutely limitless, and you will know more. Whereas here, you are sort of stuck in that judgment of, well, that's not possible, surely. But anything is possible, really, isn't it? When it comes to the universe, and when it comes to the limitlessness of the soul at its journeying, then anything is possible. Because the freeness of the soul is the limitlessness. That is what it is. And you are limited here, you see. But maybe a facet of you that is in another part of the universe living on a planet as a sort of reflection of you, the facet of you, thinks the same. They put it all in your movies, don't they? They give you these ideals that perhaps they know that are true. Perhaps these people know more than what you think they know. Or perhaps they are just toying with your mind, are they? But the reality of it is, there is more to you. You are not just this body. You are the limitless soul that is reflections of each other and yourselves. That's what you are. You meet people in life that have had similar experiences. Oh, goodness me, I went through that too, yes, and I do seem to recognize you, yes. Maybe you have had that other life somewhere else with them, in that other part of the universe, do you think? Or maybe you have had the past life on this planet. The human mind is but curious, and it will go to great lengths to discover what is in that universe. And it could only go so far with its technology, and it wants to go further. Well, perhaps use your mind, because that can be limitless through thought. You could create any thought that you wanted. It's whether or not you can allow your mind to travel, to experiment, so to speak. You're all curious about it, I know that you are. But you can only surmise it, because unless you had left your body or done something of that nature, maybe even then you had not got the knowledge that far. You hadn't gained that knowledge enough to understand all of it. It would be absolutely and totally overwhelming. So I expect that people will ask questions about these things. People will have their doubts. Everyone has differences of opinion on the earth, because you are living in ego state. But your soul knows more. It knows best. It knows what is going on, what the journey is. So I know that in time there are people that are spiritual, that use their spiritual ability in a good way, in a kind way. They are living their true path. Because that's what the reality of it is. That's the reality. The truth is that all of your journeys, all of your troubles, all of your emotional experiences lead back to you. And each other, because you're all part of these soul groups that swap roles and incarnate together and play the part. But you know, the energy is changing upon your earth, because more and more people are getting curious and discovering themselves and discovering what it is all about and going further into the treasure trove of discoveries and adventure. But when you live your true path, your soul will ascend further into the realms of spirit, to the point where you do not need to come back here, because you have finally discovered what is the truth. You have finally discovered who you are. And you don't have to wait until you're past to do that, do you? You could do it if you wanted to. You could discover the mysteries of life. And then all of a sudden you find out that you all have these abilities. There's not one person in this world that, should their soul have chosen that journey, that could not connect to the spirit realm. You're all souls. So you all have an ability. You all have telepathy. And when you come home to the spirit realm, that is how you will communicate, through telepathy, because you have not got the physical voice. You don't need it anymore. I bring this physical voice to you because you need to hear me. Otherwise you would not have a clue what I was saying to you. Well, I will leave this with you to have a think about it. I know that it'll make you curious, and I know that you have probably heard other people on the earth speaking about such things. There are the great mysteries of life, and mysteries that you may not even find out in this lifetime. I will speak to you all again soon. God bless you all.